The day your biological father looks at you and says, all you know is church, you are a useless young man. I had confidence in you, thinking you are the one who will lift this family. I hear there was an opportunity to pay 5 million for something. There was an opportunity to reduce your age by 10 years and you would have gotten a job, and you brought this your church stupidity. That is the day you can see the semblance of profit in evil and you will be angry. The day somebody looks at you and says you would have married by now, young lady. Sit down there and keep saying, I'm a child of God, I am a Deborah, I am an Esther, and you will sit down there and be angry. There are times when godliness looks like a burden. Let me tell you sincerely, I had the honor to pray over men of God, and they just come and say, Apostle, you are lucky, ministry is working. I've been in this city for a long time, to an extent that my wife asked me if you are really called. Wife, not strangers. Strangers can talk nonsense, but when your wife says, sorry my husband, don't be offended, let's verify whether we are called, so that we'll stop wasting our time. Let me tell you something about men. He will not say anything. He will just stand up in the night and be walking around his living room and say, Lord, so this is how you chose. I was a sinner and I was doing well. I gave my life to you. This is what you are doing with my life now. Is this what you do with people who give their lives to you? In Jeremiah 17 from verse 9 and 10, the Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked, that it is deceitful above all things. Who can know it? This is God speaking about the state of man. There is jealousy locked up in your heart. There is anger locked up in your heart. Just because it has not manifested, I tell you, it does not mean it is not there. You will now know the value of coming boldly before the throne of grace to obtain mercy and help in time of need. So that when you spend time worshiping the Lord and you spend time opening up yourself, if God tells you, young man, you have the spirit of mammon, you won't sit down and say, God, when I just, do you know some of the calls that God makes to sacrifice, maybe give money or sow your car and the rest, it is not about the car or money. It is these things he's trying to bring out. There are times God will say, lock yourself for 3 days and fast. And it will not even, it won't be anything spectacular. And you'll be wondering, Lord, what are you working on? Just leave God with his training on you. He knows what he's pruning. There are times as a man of God, he will close doors of ministry by himself. 3 months, nobody inviting you. And you'll be under pressure to show you are still relevant, so that nobody will say his oil is going down, and you will try to manipulate invitations. Whereas those 3 months were God's window of opportunity for you to find him genuinely, because the next level you are stepping into, the temptations and the trouble that will fight your anointing, you do not yet have the grace for it. You know, many people just stand to say, God told, he raised me for a generation. A generation? Ask the presidents of many nations. Have you seen how old the presidents of many nations become within 4 years? It is said that the presidents and leaders of nations age almost twice their normal time within their tenure as presidents. So next time you are confessing, for me to live is Christ. Pause. You can stop there till the day your faith finishes the other verse. And to die is gain. That's why when God looks at man who ignores him, he calls it pride. You know why it is pride? Because the Bible says he knows that we are dust. Do you know how dust is? Does it have the power to keep itself against the wind? Go to the desert and see how wind plays with dust. That's how man is. So it is pride for dust to just sit down and say, God, I don't need you. I went to school. I have the power to keep myself. MOG, hear the word of the Lord now, early enough, before you begin to establish branches. There are certain levels of honor and increase and grace. When it comes to your life, you will be surprised you will not pray for 1 month and you will not think it's wrong. Because what is wrong? Whether you pray for 1 month or not, there's an alert coming every day. The Lord led me to give you 100 million. Another person will say, the Lord led me to give you 500 million. And you say, so this is my life. I'm now a rich man. God, that suffering that led me to pray and fast is over.